Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jew Caroline, and today I'm going to talk to you about my first-hand experience at the No Kings Rally in Salt Lake City, Utah, June 14th, Saturday, 2025. The first thing I want to mention is that there was an absolute tragedy that took place there. The shooting and the innocent man who died. 39-year-old father of two. I hesitate to say his full name because I am so bad with diction, but he needs to be remembered. Arthur Thalassa Alu. I'm terribly sorry if I completely butchered that. I will be linking his GoFundMe page in the description, so please, please, please go to that. I hope that it's been up for more than a week, and please, please, please go visit that page. Go to the GoFundMe page for this wonderful man, Arthur, and his family, because there's no words. My heart goes out to them, and I hold my little girl a little tighter right now and really, really, really appreciate every hug and giggle and no she gives me, because I get to still experience it. And believe me, I was actually a little scared to leave the house on Monday and Tuesday when I realized exactly how close I was to the whole thing. So in order to make money for a living, since we can't really afford daycare or anything like that, because, who really can, I have to do Lyft when I can. And it's usually in the mornings before my husband has to go to work. And I just had these irrational fears Monday and Tuesday, and they're not fully gone away, but I do understand they're irrational, but that I was so close to such a lethal interaction. The fact that only one person died is a miracle. Any life lost is a failure, especially at a political event. Now, before I get into a lot of my thoughts and feelings on this, because I have a lot, and seeing where I was in relation to all of this gives me a unique perspective, along with everybody else who was right there around with me. I also documented the march. I'm trying to do that. I was planning on posting it on this channel after I edit it together anyway. I'm really, really, really glad I made sure my camera was up and ready to go, because I got some beautiful, beautiful march imagery, if I do say so myself, and I have some very intimate footage that I just discovered more today, and I'm going to share that and my perspective. But first, I want to show you my 5-minute edit of the march. These first 5 minutes about, and I will put a timestamp right here for everybody, is all just the march and the chanting and the holding of signs and beautiful energy. It will fade to black. It will say less than 15 seconds later. I literally just turned off my camera. And then it will go into some footage that I got of people around, that of other angles where I can see exactly where I was standing, which is what made me go back and really, really study my footage. And I will show you my perspective from my footage on what I saw and where I was at the very end of the blackout, the very end of the 15 seconds later. It will be the raw footage of my perspective of what happened. We'll see a little bit of the chaos in the street, most of it's going to be of me. I do have more footage of the chaos, but I don't know how much is appropriate to really show. But I think it's important that people understand what this looks like. So, without any further ado, here is Salt Lake City's downtown No King's March.
Stay close.
You're right. We gotta find a place and then wait for Chris.
Here then. It's good to see some things. Yeah.
No KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE. 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 No KKK, no fascist USA.
Whoever
Was he shot? What happened? What happened?
You hear the gunfire.
I did hear.
Where's Maurice? Okay, sir.
To the port. We're going to the port. We're okay. We're going to the port. Everybody, go to the port. Go to the port.
Go to the park.
Spread the word.
Go to the park! I heard the
Spread the
gunshots.
word.
I heard them. It sounded
Spread the word.
like air gunfire.
Hey Josh, can I borrow your phone?
I thought it was going to be fake. I thought it was going to be fake. I thought it was just going to be air fire. It sounded like an air gun fire, but it wasn't air gun fire. It was not air gun fire.
When this first happened, I didn't have all the other footage. I just had mine. And I had no idea how close I was to everything. What I remember happening is I turned my camera off, and then I took a drink of water. Then I heard pop, pop. I only heard 2 pops. And I don't know, probably it was the shock, like the first pop shocked me into noticing, and then I only heard the 2 after. This is why I know from all of my myriad listening to and watching true crime that eyewitness testimony is not necessarily the most accurate. Video is always the best, which is one of the reasons I do love the day and age that we're in. I wouldn't give up the technology for anything. And after I heard the pop pop, the first 2, I immediately turned to my right. And I saw this, it looked like a middle-aged man, you know, I mean, I'm fairly middle-aged myself, so around my age, a little older maybe, who was standing in a pose that's unmistakable with his hands out. And he had this bright green vest on. And my first thought that came into my head was, that is a really conspicuous outfit to wear to create such chaos. I remember saying that to my husband too, like as soon as we found each other, it's like your mind rejects it. This happens to me with death too. Like when I have a, that's a story for another time, but maybe that's just me, that when something really tragic like that happens, my mind's first response is to be like, no, 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 no. That's not what's going on here. But it was. It was what was going on. And so when I went and I looked at my footage, the 24-year-old was coming out, and the security officer was. Like, I turned and I did see the security officer. I saw it. I just obviously didn't see all of it. I couldn't. I didn't know what I was seeing at the time. So this is why I had to go back and really, really, really look at my footage. Here is my husband and our friends looking for me because I had fallen behind as I was videoing. So we knew I was somewhere in this area. Looking back at my footage, we can see the bus stop right there. And there I was, right there. And literally about 10, 15 seconds after I turned off my camera, I heard this. So here is where the 24-year-old came walking out, carrying his weapon, and here is a security officer. Now it's the time for my hot take. When we first got back after the tragic event, and we were sitting down and we were talking, and one of my friends said, well, this makes me want to go get a gun so that I can protect myself. And I immediately went, no. The likelihood that in an event like that you are going to hit the target that you want and not hit a civilian is astronomical. Like, very few people can aim that well in a stressful situation. And I barely even trust the cops to do that well. And they're trained, let alone a civilian. And come to find out, it's pretty much what happened. They hit an innocent man. That's my thing. That's one of my problems. There's this idea that, oh, we don't regulate guns. We just have more people have guns and then they can protect people. There's this Wild West, like, gunslinging warrior fantasy that people have. And it's a fantasy. One, the trauma of killing somebody. Like, you really think that you're going to end someone's life and then have that not haunt you for the rest of your life, especially if you took an innocent person out as well. And that security officer is going to live with that trauma for the rest of his life. Don't think that this isn't killing him. But as we're looking at this footage, and people are going, oh, there's no gun there. Well, see clearer footage. There very distinctly is a gun there. 1. 2. Then people are saying things like, well, he wasn't aiming. And both me and my friend, who I was there talking with, who was like, I kind of want to get a gun now. And I'm like, no. We both were like, what do you mean he hadn't aimed it yet? He had the gun, it was out, it was in his hands, and he was walking towards a peaceful protest, which specifically did not want weapons there. Okay, so it was not in the spirit of the event. It was walking towards the group. And you wanted him to wait to aim and maybe fire a couple of rounds first? No. But people out there going, but in Utah, we have what's the term? Open carry laws, which I don't fully know if it means that you can hold your loaded weapon in your hand or if you're just allowed to have it holstered but in view. Here's the thing. That 24-year-old came to a peaceful protest with a rifle, and if I heard correctly, a semi-automatic rifle, to a political, peaceful protest. Doing that is like pulling the fire alarm when there's no fire. Or how about this one? It's like being in a crowded theater and yelling fire. A gun is a lethal weapon. Lethal. Someone died. If you have your gun out and ready to use, you have it out, it's in your hands. It's not on your back, it's not in your holster, it's in your hands. And there is no threat. You are the threat then. You want to have your gun on your hip in case there's something that's going to happen? I highly disagree with it, but fine, whatevs. You have it out in your hands and all you have to do is lift it and pull, which will take 1 to 2 seconds at most. No, you are a threat. You're a threat. I have a lot of feelings and I am very upset. Very upset. Let's get down to brass tacks. I want to say this as simply and distinctly as possible. In this day and age, when the political tensions are so high, and there is real threats of political violence, especially at protests, people have driven cars through protesters. They have brought bow and arrows, and they have committed horrible atrocities with guns. Because of where the tensions are, and that people think it's okay to show their political disdain through violence, we have to have security and police officers there to protect protesters. This is not an if, this is a when and where. And to completely disregard the atmosphere, to come dressed in all black, carrying a weapon, knowing that there's going to be security watching for this very thing, especially with the attack on the Democratic representatives that just happened that Saturday morning, and one of them and her husband died. It is completely irresponsible. It is negligent. It is cavalier behavior with complete disregard for the optics you know you are creating unless you have lived under a rock for the last 15 to 20 years. It is the equivalent of yelling fire in a crowded building when there is no fire. I will say, there is one thing that I'm taking from this as a reinforcement of my beliefs already. And that is, if you think something nice, say it. One of the last things that I did before that all went down is complimented this person who was in front of me with beautiful wavy brown hair and gorgeous highlights in the back. I was just like, oh, I love your hair. And they were appreciative. And so the last thing that I would have done, remembered doing, is really having a nice human connection with somebody, a positive human connection. And that's been reinforced. If I see something and I like it, I will always tell you. I want to brighten your day if it's the last thing I do. You guys will see me next week. Bye.